Welcome back to the preview show, where we are setting the stage for a packed season of shows. You will not want to miss any one of these. Before we hear from Professor Dan on what was going on in his pumpkin head for the semester's lineup, let's go to Corinne in the tweet suite to find out what exactly she has heard on Twitter from some of our alumni. Corinne?
Yeah, Kurt, since we do have those 2 undecided shows at the end of our semester, I put the question on Twitter of what you would like to see us do later on in this season. Veronica says she's always wanted to see a show on stress and anxiety management or a special on Jesuits. And these are 2 pretty applicable topics since we are Jesuit University and stressed out college students. So those are 2 topics that I think we could really look into. We also heard from our GUTV alumni working at Corner Booth Media. They said they've always wanted to do a documentary on Tin City, exploring the ins and outs of that. I especially would like to do this topic, actually, because I've never been in Tin City. I know, that's kind of crazy. We still want to hear from you on Twitter about what you're excited for and what you want to see us do. So definitely keep tweeting me at GUTVZags, and I'll send it back to you, Dana, in the studio.
Thank you so much, Corinne. I love that our viewers are tweeting in and getting involved and wanting to see these different topics. Now I have with us our Professor Dan Garrity, and he's going to explain to us how he makes all of his choices on each single show that we're going to have this season.
You know what's funny? The one person tweeted in and said we want a show on stress management. The broadcasting major is stress management. I mean, seriously.
Oh, 100%.
We're going to take care of that. But you know, to let you know where my pumpkin head's at. Thanks, Kurt. Over the summer, like as soon as one season ends, I begin dreaming about the next season. I want to make sure, number one, that it is a really, really valuable educational experience for the class. If it doesn't meet that standard, then Thane should fire me. But secondly, every single show that we do ought to provide an opportunity for the class to live up to the Jesuit mission. It's like cheating in broadcasting. It is so abundantly clear how we can make a difference with our God-given gifts. We're storytellers, we're communicators. We are the ones who give people the platform and the megaphone to tell their own stories and be the authors of their own narrative. What a great opportunity we have to do that. So as I'm just kind of dreaming about what might happen, I think of honey projects that I have, and believe me, I'm even thinking of things for 2017 already. But what I do in the summer is take time to first ideate and then to coordinate. So I try real hard to incorporate other entities on campus. For instance, we heard about Nina is the executive producer for the Homeless Show. So over the summer, yeah, oh, I'm excited about that one too. Over the summer, I met with Rob McCann, the executive director of Catholic Charities. We had a good, long conversation. He showed me around, and you need to know, and the whole class needs to know, how excited and grateful he was when we came in. He's like, thank you so much for doing this. And I'm like, man, thanks for being so willing and so open to help us out. So, I got to keep in mind that the programming should challenge you academically, should live up to the mission, and then also afford you the opportunity to sample different genres of programming. You, I know, have a dream to work in broadcast journalism.
I do.
And I'm telling you what, my brothers and sisters at home, watch that face, because she is going to make a great difference. But other students, they have other dreams.
Exactly. That's why, I've had you since I been a freshman, and you've watched each and every single one of us grow so much, and I feel like you have expectations for us. So how has that process helped you figure out what you want for the season?
It guides what I want for the season, because what I want is for you and all of your classmates to be able to make a difference with your God-given gifts. So for instance, we've got a couple of young men in the class who are sports nuts. Cool. Daniel and Serpi and Ryan Edwards are crazy about that basketball preview show. Robert Perry, who's the executive producer of that one, is totally into it as well. So let's give them an opportunity to do that, while at the same time doing a show about people who aren't like most of the people you meet on campus. And you talked about you're real anxious to have that, we are GU, we are Muslim.
Exactly, and that's a little bit more of a serious topic, and I'm really excited for our campus to delve into that like right away. And I think that's what we're really going to do as a GUTV community. How do you think they're going to react?
Well, I think that, first of all, everybody over in Hemmingson in the Global Engagement Division are really, really excited about that. We've got a wonderful ally in Sarah Alumni, and I'm anxious for you to meet her. She's going to come into class on Friday and with a couple of Muslim students. And we're just going to have a conversation. That, by the way, is kind of a new wrinkle that we have in the program, where I want to bring a couple of experts in, a couple of people who can really tell you what the truth looks like from their perspective, from a perspective that you and I don't own.
Valuable perspective.
Yeah, and that's the way it works in the professional world. For instance, in my career, I've had to do stories on, you know, nuclear power, and I've had to do stories on the court process, and I've had to do stories on, you know, just any number of things that I am not expert in. But what I found was when I had a friend who was expert in that field, that's even better. Because when you have a really, really trusting relationship with that subject, they can totally help you become a much more effective storyteller. And that's what the Friday afternoon pizza parties at lunch are going to be about. Those wonderful people who have accepted our invitation are going to be that for you and the rest of the class. So this Friday, Sarah and a couple of her pals are going to come in. We're going to have pizza. We're going to, you know, break bread. We're going to have new friends. There's something magical about sharing food. And they're going to tell us, you know, what the status quo is and what it feels like. Based on that conversation, Corinne Cahill, the executive producer, is going to have a great idea. Oh, she's going to have all kinds of ideas for stories to assign out to the rest of the class. And we'll do the same thing with the homeless thing. We'll do the same thing with as many shows as we can.
Different topics, same way of going about it. Exactly. Well, here at GUTV, every single semester I've been here, you were so excited about the alumni. And I've learned so much from coming in from 203, having to interview alumni. And why are you so excited about this?
How could you not be? It just blows me away what our alumni are doing. I'm so proud of them. And they, by the way, are what keeps us really, really fresh and relevant here. Because we've got alumni going back to, you know, last century who are impacting the professional world right now. They care about us so much that they are very, very honest with me. They give us the most precious thing that is, their time and attention. And so they'll call me up and say, from something as simple as, hey Dan, this is a technology that we think you ought to be investing in. Or, hey Dan, I watched the last show and let me recommend some techniques. Or, you know, Dan, here's a new storytelling genre that has proven successful in the professional world. They do keep us really, really current and relevant, and I love our alumni, and I listen to them, and so when they speak, something usually happens in our curriculum. But the other new thing that we have here is when you walk down the hallway. So for you alumni who haven't been around in a while, I'd love for you to come back and visit and walk through the hallway, and there's that the big map. And above the map it says GUTV Alumni in Action. And there's a little pin in every city, and each pin represents one of our dear alumni who is making a difference with their skills. Lots and lots of pins, and lots of you know, brothers and sisters that you've never met, and if you call them up, they would be an open book.
And I've done that before.
Who'd you do it with?
You know what? Anne-Marie in Philadelphia. Was she
ANDP,
yes, so
she's in Washington, D.C.
Exactly. I sent her an email, and it's just like the alumni connection that is strong, and it's the GU community all over
It's the GU way.
And you know what? We actually have a toss to the tweet suite because we have questions from our very own recent alumni. So Corinne, let's see what they have to say.
Yeah, Dana, speaking of that technology that the alumni has told Dan to invest in, we have a question from some of our local alumni about just that. Let's listen to them.
Take two. Hi, I'm Zach.
And I'm Clint. We're editors over at Corner Booth Media.
And our question for you guys is, with all the new computers in the computer lab, what kind of content are we supposed to expect?
We can't wait to see what you guys come up with. Good luck this semester.
Well, just because we have new toys to play with doesn't change my expectations one little itty bitty bit. Yeah, we have shiny new toys, huge monitors in there. So on the one hand, you know, hey ZB, hey Clinty. On the one hand, it's really, really cool. I'm glad the university continues to invest in us. But on the other hand, the expectations remained, you know, exactly what they were. That is, do the best you can with what you've got. Now, what we've got keeps improving, and so I expect the visual quality of the stories to continue. But I guess, you know, there is one other thing, and God bless Clint Mason. He came in last Saturday and conducted a motion graphics seminar for us in the Opila Suite, and then later everybody moved into the computer lab. And because of what we have in that computer lab, what I noticed in that particular seminar was that every single one of the current students who took part in that seminar were not just functionally literate in After Effects, they were ready to make a difference with it. So maybe that's it, I guess, that the stories are going to be of a higher production level.
We actually have another question. Corinne, what's the next question?
Yeah, we have a question from one of our GUTV alumni and KXLY's newest reporter. Here's that question.
Hi GUTV, congrats on the start of your new season. I am so excited to see what you have in store for us. My question for Dan is that when I took advanced, every semester he would have us focus on some new skill or technique, something that would help us when we got a job, whether it was in news or creative production, whatever. So my question is, what is your goal for this year's class? What do you want them to walk away in December having learned?
Schmeezy. Two things, really. Number one, promotion, promotion, promotion. There was a time in this class where I was okay just keeping our programming internal. If somebody watched, awesome.
It's bigger than that.
If not, way bigger than that. And you could make the argument, I think, Dana, that the promotion is every bit as important as the show. If we don't get people into the tent, how are they going to see the circus clowns? If we don't, we're going to come up with some really, really life-giving, hopefully life-changing programming. And so we ought to be proud enough to stand up and say, hey, everybody, you should watch our shows. And there's an art to the promo. And it's going to be good for the students to challenge themselves to create real effective ones. But the other aspect that I really am happy to once again highlight is leadership. And so the executive producers of each show now have more and more freedom to choose the content. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for all of that insight, and I loved hearing from all the alumni. Thank you for tuning into our preview show. I am super duper excited for all the shows that we have for you and that you've gotten to learn about tonight. As Dan always says, the next show is the most important one, and that show just happens to be I Am GU, I Am Muslim. Learn about what it's like to be a Muslim on campus, Wednesday, September 28th at 5 p.m. From all of us here at GUTV, thank you. We look forward to producing a killer season. Until next time, go Zags!